is Michelle Nicolaisen with Bombshell.com, and in today's video, I'm going to show you some apps and tools that you can use to get to inbox zero faster in your Gmail or Google Apps inbox. These are all applicable only for Gmail or Google Apps. That's what I use, so I can't speak to anything else, and I'm sorry if you do use something else. But the first tool that I'm going to recommend is Inbox Pause. It's just at inboxpause.com. You can download it. It's been around since 2012. It's super useful. It does exactly what it sounds like. It gives your inbox a pause button. So that in the meantime, you aren't getting any want to. You can use this during the weekends or after office hours to keep from getting distracted by emails on your phone or from checking them when you're not supposed to be working and things like that. But it's just a really useful, totally free tool. This is streak.com. It is free for the purposes that we're going to show it here. They do have some paid plans with more advanced features that I believe start at like $20 a month. But for what I'm going to show you, it's totally free, and I do have a more in-depth review video of it if you're curious about that. So if you aren't a freelancer, then you might not need to install Streak. It's super useful for keeping track of clients that you've pitched and your pitching processes, but it has some other uses too. And if you need to keep track of clients or customers or anything like that, I would definitely recommend checking it out. But if you don't, then Boomerang might be enough. So Boomerang lets you schedule an email to be sent later or like bring an email back into your inbox. And they're free for, I think, either 10 or 15 emails a month. And then after that, it's like $5 if you use Gmail or $15 if you use Google Apps. So those are the three apps that I'm going to recommend: Boomerang, Streak, and Inbox Pause. And then there are some settings and tools that you can use in Gmail to make things easier as well. So you just go to the settings menu, scroll down a little bit, and hit send and archive. You want to hit show the send and archive button in reply. Then you'll scroll back up, head over to labs, and add auto advance and enable it. And then if you want to, you can add canned responses. I have canned responses. I haven't fully set it up yet, but if you get a lot of emails that require the same or similar answers, then canned responses can also really help you process your email much, much faster. The other thing I'm going to show you is the filters. So I have filters set up for all of my clients. So emails from client domain names automatically get labeled with the client subfolder, and I have a subfolder for each of my clients. This is how I keep track of client emails after I've actually started working with the client. This is like what a Streak pipeline looks like. I haven't updated this in a while just because I haven't been actively pitching. But this is what a Streak pipeline looks like while you're pitching stuff, so you can easily see like how many people you're negotiating or active leads, waiting to invoice, closed and lost, closed and received payment. And I also have pipelines set up for like beta readers for the novel that I'm working on. And for an interview series, I had a pipeline for that. So this is kind of what a Streak thing looks like in practice. And now that I've showed you the apps and showed you what they look like, I'm going to show you what this process looks like in practice. So the first thing you do is pause your inbox. I am not going to turn on the autoresponder, just hit pause. And now you're not going to get any new emails for the time being. This is useful because it keeps you from getting new emails as you're processing old ones. It gives you sort of a carved out block of time so that you can process emails in a batch, which is what I recommend. I typically do like a full email processing on Mondays and Fridays. And then the rest of the days I have like 15 or 20 minutes of email time at the end of the day. And I do this method each time, and it really helps me work through things faster. So now I'm going to show you how I actually process the emails now that the inbox is paused. So these are all, I like to shop on my iPad. So all of these emails about glasses are because later today I'm going to sit down and buy a pair of glasses, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm processing email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Streak. Type in 4 hours from now, and it's going to snooze it until later. And I'm just going to go through and do this for all of the glasses things so that it pops them back into my inbox towards the end of this day when I'm going to be like actively shopping for these glasses. And so you will be doing this the way that this applies to you. You might not be quite so weird about emailing things to yourself, But the way that this applies to you is that if you have an email that you can't take action on and you aren't going to be able to take action on it until later, like if it's someone emailing you and being like, hey, yeah, in 3 days, can you do this? Then snooze it for the next 3 days. And when you hit snooze, because of the auto advance and the send and archive tools, it automatically brings up the next one. So you can see that this is a lot faster than having to go back to your inbox in between every single email. So I'm just going to do that for all of these glasses and then unpause the video when it comes up to an actual email that requires a response. So this is an email from my assistant with some apps that I might want to look into. So what I'm going to do is just open each of these in a different window, and I will go through them and either sign up for them or not sign up for them afterwards. But in the meantime, that's what I'm gonna do, is just like click on these apps. And so the things that require for you to leave your inbox, the things that mean that you have to leave your inbox, what you're going to do for those is you will open them in a separate tab, and then you will take action on all of that after you're done with your emails. But the way to really speed this up and make it much faster is for you to stay in your inbox as long as possible, get all of this processing done. All right, so I've got all those apps open in another window, and then I'm going to move this to my Bombshell folder that it auto. And now this is an email from a client, and it's already been tagged with the client name. So when I do hit send, it'll just archive it, but it's still tagged with that client name because of the filter. So to show you what that looks like in action, you just hit send, you hit this button, the send and archive, and it moves it out of your inbox. The snooze tool up here is from Streak. The box tool up here also adds them to the existing funnel. And with Boomerang, you can send later, which also lets you process and batch. Like if for some reason you don't want this to send right away, you can send later and it still gets it out of your inbox. So yeah, that's basically the process. Is you just go like this, and typically, I'm recording a video right now, so obviously it's taking longer, but typically I can get through like 50 emails in like 30 minutes maybe, which I don't know if that's an improvement for everyone else, but that's definitely an improvement for me, especially considering that most of those emails need replies and things like that. So using the canned responses or the text templates in my case, and the send in advance and the filtering, the send and archive, the auto filters, all of this stuff, it just really lets you get through it quickly, get to inbox 0, and then like you can unpause it in a couple of hours. And if you get some more emails, that's fine, but typically it's a lot more productive to just batch the email processing like I talked about. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. You can tweet me at _ shellshock, CHELLE, shock on Twitter. You can find me at bombshell.com. Or you can just leave a comment here under the video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.